Hey, good morning, girls. It is our Monday Christina Talks, and we're going to be talking a little bit this morning about basically the idea of learning to sell or learning to serve versus learning to sell, and kind of what the difference is between those two things. So I'm going to hold off for a second. Let me turn my light off so my lighting's a little better. Hold on. Okay, I always have that really bright light over my head, so my hair is still wet, you guys. It's been a busy Monday already. So I usually try and come on about 9 o'clock, but it's just been a little bit slower moving of a morning. So we're just getting to it. All right, so let me, while I'm waiting, make sure we're in the correct group here. My internet is actually out at the house because I guess we have a cold front moving in, and my satellite is not happy right now with the wind. All right. Well, hopefully I'm in the right place. And I cannot see comments either. That's so annoying. All right, well, I cannot check for comments on my computer because our internet is off with the front moving in. So if you ask questions, I will have to come back because it's not working for me to see it on my laptop right now. I'm going to have to hook my hotspot up from my phone, I guess, to work today. Okay, so we're going to be talking about a concept of learning to serve your customers versus selling to them. So this is something I think it was last week, we were having a discussion on our team page about that list of 100. And I had encouraged you guys to print off your last 100 customers, or if you had less than that, however many customers that you had, and to actually reach out to each of them and invite them to your Black Friday event that you had going on, or hopefully that you had going on. And it looked like a lot of you were not comfortable doing that. And so it got me to thinking about, there's, I think, a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to understanding what our role as a direct seller is. So, there's definitely some stigma that comes with sales because our job is to get people to spend money. But I think that, we tend to kind of look at this in a negative light versus comparing it to other areas where we are also being sold to, all day long, no matter where you go. If you're going to Starbucks, guess what? They are selling to you, right? So you go up to them, yes, and you say, I want a latte or whatever. But you know what? They will try and upsell you. Would you like this added in or that? Or would you like to add a muffin? So even when you are approaching somebody in a situation like that, they are still going to work on upselling you. When you go to McDonald's, what is the first thing they say? Hello, welcome to McDonald's. Would you like to try our cookies? They're 2 for 1 today. So before you even get up there to give them your order, they're already trying to upsell you. And it's, our business, I think, just because we are online sellers, maybe because it's considered direct sales, we tend to feel more uncomfortable with upselling or even just in general selling to people. But I want you guys to kind of rethink the way that you're envisioning your role and think of yourself more as a waiter. Okay, so I've told this story before. My husband and I went out to dinner one night. It's usually a special treat for us to be able to get out. And, our family, as a family of 5 especially, like when we all go out to dinner, it's everybody's getting water, right? Because that's going to save you about at $2.50 a piece times 5. That's a decent bit of money that goes out. And so like as we're walking in, like the kids know, mom's like, everybody get water, everybody get water. Okay. And we're not getting dessert. Choose off the kids menu, Andrew. Okay. So, you know, as a larger family, especially, we have to be careful. But there are times when we get to go out and it is a special treat and we might be planning to get dessert. So Greg and I were going out for dinner one night, and I think it was at Cracker Barrel, and we had ordered our food, and we were sitting there talking, and we were like, we should get dessert. Like, it was just the two of us, you know, we should get a dessert. And we were waiting after our food had come and gone, and we were waiting, you know, for him to say, would you guys like dessert tonight? And he never did, and never brought us a menu, just dropped off our check, and that was that. So, I mean, we definitely could have said, you know, hey, could we get a dessert menu? You know, but we didn't. Oh, yay, my internet just came back on. Okay, so I can see your posts now underneath, so that's good. So he never asked, you know, would you guys like to have dessert tonight? Because we would have said, yes, could we see the menu? That was a special treat for us, and we didn't do that. And so it really affected two things. Number one, we felt like our waiter didn't do his job because we were not offered the dessert menu. And number two, it affected his tip. Because number one, it kind of made us feel like, not so great of a waiter, so we're going to maybe adjust the tip based on that. But it also lowered our total purchase. And so when you're looking at, you know, a 15 to 20% tip, you know, we could have added another maybe $10 on for our dessert, which would have bumped up his tip. And so essentially he lost out in a few different ways. And, you know, our job is essentially the same thing. You know, we are offering a service to people. And if you don't realize that what we are offering is a service, then you need to rethink this business as far as how are you looking at it? Are you looking at it as this just pretty nails? Or are you looking at it as this builds women's confidence? It gives them some personal time to spend on themselves. Like I shared the thing about my daughter and the eczema, you know, it made her feel so much better about herself because it was clearing up those terrible breakouts that she was having, you know, and so everything that we offer can provide a service. And so I'm going to talk to you about a couple different points on how you can kind of change your thinking to start thinking about serving versus selling. So the first thing is we need to learn when to engage somebody. So all the time, you know, you will see people, you know, somebody will say something about, oh, you know, I've had, you know, a headache for a week, you know, and somebody is just, they're not necessarily saying, what can I do? They're just telling you about a problem that they have, right? And then underneath, what do you see? Oh, try this essential oil, or try this diet, or try this. I mean, I am like the poster child for people wanting to reach out and help. And while that is good, it also, when people are selling a product like that and they just jump in with, oh, I sell this product and it will help you, it has that kind of an ick factor. Okay, so you need to learn when to engage. That is why it is so important that you guys are sharing the products that we offer on your timelines, because we don't want to go under people's posts when they, you know, post a picture of their nails done at the salon and they're so happy and, oh my gosh, my nails are so beautiful, I just spent $100, you know, I've got acrylics and I've got all this nail art. It would not be a good place for us to comment underneath and say, oh, wow, well, I could save you a ton of money and you could do it at home by yourself. That's that ick factor. And that is that time when you're not providing a service, you're selling. Okay? So you have to learn when is the right time to engage somebody. I would absolutely recommend that you share our products on your timeline. Hopefully I am seeing the updated things here. I think I am. It's so hard to know if I'm seeing comments that are updated or not. But, you know, sharing those products on your personal timeline are going to draw people to you. There are definitely times when somebody is asking for an opinion, like, you know, does anybody have any ideas what I could do for my daughter that has eczema? Then that's a perfect time to jump in and to provide a service and say, you know what, my team leader has been using the Quench on her daughter and it's working really great. I would love for you to try it. or even to step that up and say, let me send you a sample. Instead of just saying, come buy it and try it, say, let me send you a sample, try it on your daughter and see if it might help. That's providing a service. So learning to engage is super, super important. It takes, a point of you reading people to slowing down and, really thinking about your actions before you just jump in and say, come buy this. Okay. All right. So number 2, you need to think about, what does this product solve? So we're going to do a little bit of an action thing to talk about this a little bit more, but I want you to think about, what is it that the nail wraps solve for people? What is it that we're providing the service for? Well, we're saving them money, right? We're giving them the opportunity, if they maybe don't do their nails, to be able to do their nails. We're providing a connection between mother and daughter, between girlfriends, whatever it is, everything that we have, whether it's the nail wraps, or like I've told you before, the one girl in my VIP group says Color Cure has changed her life, not just her nails, her life. She's more confident. She never did her nails before. She loves them. She's growing her nails. And so, that was a service to her, and she raves all the time and just says all the time, thank you so much. Thank you so much for introducing me to this product. That is providing service. Okay, so number 3 is, in order to serve, you have to know our product. And that means you have to try everything. You guys, if you have not tried our remover, you don't know how amazing it is, right? You don't know how it can help people to not damage their nails, how fast and easy it makes your removal. If you haven't tried Beauty Boost, you don't know how it does for you. If you haven't tried Nourish, you don't know what it feels like or what it smells like. So you have to have some knowledge about the products that we offer in order to sell them. It's, like even with Skinnies, let's talk about that for a minute. Skinnies are not for me. They worked fine, but for the reason that I wear Jamberry is because it saves me time. I don't have to do my nails every 3 or 4 days. So for me, that is what I'm looking for in the product. But that is not what everybody is looking for in the product. But if I had never tried Skinnies and shared with my customers that, it lasted for 4 or 5 days, look at how easy it was to apply. Is that true? Yes. I was authentic. I showed them step by step. I did the application for the very first time live. So if there was any little hiccups, they saw it. And so they got to see exactly how it applies, exactly how it was removed, how long it lasted. And I was able to try it and have an opinion. I think it's a great product for the right person that wants a really quick, short-lasting mani. But me personally, I like the longer lasting. But again, I had to try it to have an opinion. So you have to try everything in order to be able to provide a service. Otherwise, you are just selling it. If you're pushing Beauty Boost and you've never tried it yourself to have your own testimonial, then that is selling, not serving, because you don't have that personal opinion. So make sure that you try every single product that we have. Maybe you can't get it all right away. That's totally okay. But when you can afford to get a bottle of the remover, try the remover. If you go to somebody's house, maybe your sponsor, you live in the same area and she has the remover, ask if you can use it so that you have some experience with the product and you know it. If you feel like you don't have a really good grasp of our different products, you might go and check out the Product 101. If you need the link to that, let me know. I believe it is, if you go to our files, it is in the one of the files for all the original documents. You'll see it. If you just go to the files, you'll see there's like a document that has a ton of different links and places for you to kind of learn more about different things, have different groups, things like that, the scripts and things like that, all in this file. And there's one called Product Demo 101 from 2017, when a bunch of leaders got together at the last January, and they basically took one person at a time and they talked about each specific product that we have at that time. And they gave you the 411 on everything so that you would understand, because understanding the product is extremely vital to being able to sell it, but also being able to serve as you sell. Okay, so the next thing is to practice. So you really need to practice learning how to serve. there was a great line. I just went through a training, and she said that when we hit objectives in our business, like let's say somebody says, oh, those nail wraps are really cute, but they're too expensive. A great line that you can use to open up conversation to find out, like to me, $15 for basically two-week manicures is cheap. It's a huge savings, but you need to find out what are they comparing it to. So when you have somebody that says, they're too expensive, ask them, say compared to what? I want to understand. Compared to what? Why do you feel that this is too expensive? Or, whether it's the gel or whatever that they're looking at, the Beauty Boost, it's too expensive. Okay, compared to what? Because $25 for a bottle is not expensive compared to the raw vitamins that I take that are $40 a bottle. Okay, so it helps you to understand where your clientele is coming from so that you can focus your selling and your serving to them specifically. So it is really important that you understand your demographic, that you understand your clientele and where they are coming from, and ask them, compared to what does it make you feel this way? The other thing is, and I have recently started doing this, and Natalie, if she's still on here, had given the idea yesterday for the bundle to post a poll and ask, who had this, and then they would get an extra entry for telling me what it is that they love about the heater or the curing light that they have. And so I used my current customers that already have that product to sell it for me, to basically tell these other customers what is so great about it. I mean, there was everything from I use it to keep my hands warm at my desk to it makes it easier to apply my wraps, or that makes them longer lasting. So they're not getting sold by me. They're getting sold by somebody else. So you can use this same idea with everything. If you have a product that, say you want to focus on trying to sell Beauty Boost, then get some testimonials from your customers that do use Beauty Boost and ask them to post it on their personal timeline and to tag you. Do some sort of a giveaway. But it's really important to get other people involved in helping you sell your product by getting these testimonials. All right, and then the last thing, number 4, is we need to serve and not push. I think it's really sometimes can get a little dicey, especially as we are nearing, a goal that we have to say, that we need to not push. We need to remember to always be serving. And so what happens is most times the reason why I think you guys don't want to reach out and message people about would you book a party, or I'm running this special, or whatever, is because you had a bad experience with a direct seller being pushy towards you. And so really you should take that idea and say, okay, well, I'm not going to do it the way that they did it. Like I have this lady that she just messages me randomly all the time with her special. She never has any normal conversation with me, getting to know me, seeing if I'm even interested in getting these specials that she messages me all the time about. And that is being pushy. That's not that's not serving. And so it really begins with building a relationship with people to where you are being authentic. You're not just friending them to get a sale. You're friending them to get to know them, to build a relationship with them. And then, of course, planting seeds all along the way as you are building up a relationship with somebody. You don't have to tell them that you sell Jamberry, but if you're sharing it on your timeline, if you're talking about, you had a great day, you went to an event, and you're, just talking with this person in normal conversation, that's just planting seeds along the way. Okay, so as we close up here, let's talk about a little action that we can do, a little action exercise here. So what I would like to see you do is to have you list 5 product, or really any product objections. I won't put a number on it because you may not have been in this long enough to know what other objections are. But I want everybody to see what are some of the objections that you've come across when it comes to our product. So I want to hear the objection, and then I want you to tell us how you can turn that around into a sale. So, for example, when somebody says to you, the nail wraps, they're too expensive, Okay, that's one objection, right? How do you get them past that objection? And that's what I would like to hear from you below. Tell us an objection, and then tell us what you would say or use to be able to explain why, maybe what they're comparing it to. Remember using that phrase, compared to what? Is it that we can solve that situation for them and serve them better? So just remember, you are the waiter, and when we are serving people, you're going to get better tips, and those better tips are going to equal long customers that keep coming back for more, that tell you that they've never had a better customer service online with a direct seller than they have with you. So that is the goal, is to be that person that stands out from everybody else and to really serve versus sell. So I look forward to seeing your objections below, and I hope you guys have a great Monday, and hopefully this helps to kind of give you some ideas and encourage you that sending out messages to people does not always have to be yucky and spammy and feel bad, but remember that it does begin with building those relationships. So you guys have a great Monday. We'll chat soon. Bye.